Your glass can be either half full or half empty. So in this video, I would like to talk to you about this powerful concept, because the reality is that whatever happens to you, you can choose how you react to it. So even when you have some type of negative situation in your life, you can choose to see positive in it. You can choose to have your glass half full, not half empty. Right now you may be thinking, well, Jimmy, so what's the connection? In this course, we are talking about habits. Before, you've been talking about goal setting, vision setting. But you see, there is connection, because when you set your habits, when you start following through, when you embark on this new journey and you perform certain positive activities every single day, you may stumble upon some challenges. Okay, this is life. Life is unpredictable. Things happen. Now, I shared my story in another video when I got stabbed. I had my operation, and even though I was training Muay Thai, my life was going well, I had many different projects going on, suddenly everything changed. Before, I was wondering which filming spot I'm gonna choose. I was wondering how I'm gonna make my videos, how I'm gonna structure that important deal. And the next thing you know, within hours, everything changes, and I have to think about how long I'm gonna stay in a hospital. Should I take all of those medicines? Maybe I should skip ibuprofen, you know, those types of things. So everything changed dramatically, and I had many of those situations in my life. I'm sure that you had those obstacles as well. So when those situations happen, when you have those negative, blocks you stumble upon, it's very easy to lose motivation, to lose inspiration, and essentially to lose your positive habits and to go back to the negative ones. So it's very important to learn how to cultivate the positive mindset, how to stay inspired, how not to lose that internal power, that drive, okay? And it's easy to talk about it, it's not so easy to implement it. So in this video, I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about cultivating that positive mindset. Now, as I said at the beginning, your glass can be either half full or half empty. As I always say, you can focus on anything in life. There's so much stimuli, and you consciously choose what you pay attention to. Now, right at this time, you could be focusing on your breath. You could be focusing on the blinking of your eyes. Maybe if you are walking on the street, listening to the audio of this video, you could be focusing on that homeless person sitting there, maybe on the dark clouds. It's totally up to you. So it's very important that you always try to focus on the positive, okay? So your glass is always half full. So whenever something bad happens to you, the initial reaction is that you get pissed off, you get sad, you get disappointed, you get irritated, frustrated. But, when you really think about it, in a couple of years, you will probably think about this situation and you will laugh about it. Or at least you will be thinking, wow, that was a great experience. I learned a lot from it. Now, you can consciously choose not to wait for those couple of years to feel good. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to push the limit and tell you that if something bad happens to you, for example, you break your leg, you should call your friends and say, hey, I have great news. I'm really excited. I just broke my leg. I don't want to wait a couple of years to laugh about this situation. Let's celebrate. Okay, that's a little bit crazy. That's a little bit too much out there. But what I'm saying is that instead of just, being all negative and sad and thinking only about those negative things, you should focus on the positive side of the coin, because thanks to that, you will increase the probability of keeping those positive habits. So, as I said in the other video when I was talking about my operation, even though many people told me that I would probably get fat, I would get unhealthy because I couldn't really move, I couldn't exercise, I kept that positive mindset. I focused on the positive side of that situation. I said to myself, you know what? I had this operation. I almost lost the ability to move my hand. Let me focus on something positive. At least now I appreciate my health more. I appreciate my family more. For example, I decided to visit my family in Poland more often, at least 6, 7, 8 times a year. Before it would be 2, 3, 4 times. Now I decided, you know what, family is important, friends are important, I need to visit them more often. So I focused on all of those positive things, and thanks to that, it was easier for me to summon that positive energy to actually follow through and not lose those positive habits. Okay? And again, I'm telling you this because life is unpredictable. So after watching this course, you may make a decision, okay, I'm gonna build this habit, I'm gonna build that habit, and I'm gonna destroy all of those negative habits. But then after a couple of months, something may happen in your life, and you essentially may lose that momentum. So it's important to prepare yourself for those situations by changing your mindset, by shifting how you approach life, how you perceive various situations. Now, this is the philosophy of Stoics. Whatever happens can serve you in the future. When you think about people who achieved the most success in life, why are they so successful? Well, because they have so much experience, right? Without experience, it's pretty tough to achieve anything remarkable. Now, when do you get most experience? When you win? When everything is going well? Yeah, sure, you get some experience, you get some positive affirmations, you feel good about yourself, but the reality is that you get the most experience about life when you fail, when something bad happens, when something terrible happens and you feel like you may not be able to handle it. This is when you learn the most. So when you reframe your thinking about negative situations, and whenever something bad happens to you, ask yourself, you know what can I learn from this situation? How can I benefit from this particular situation? Then you change the questions you ask yourself, and your brain is so smart, it will always come up with some type of answer. It doesn't matter which question you will ask, your brain will always come up with an answer. Now, if it doesn't have an answer, it will invent one. So if you ask yourself, why am I so fat? Why am I so unhealthy? Why does this always happen to me? Why do I have to work so much? Why I can't accomplish this or that? Then your brain will come up with some type of answers. But when you switch your focus and you focus on the positive, you focus on the good things in life, even when something bad happens, you ask yourself, what can I be happy about right now? What can I be grateful for right now? What positive things I can find about the situation? Then you rewire your thinking and you get so much more energy and you open yourself to new possibilities, okay? So I'm making this video because I believe that it's very important to adopt this mindset, because it's gonna be so much easier to follow through on your new habits, not just for a couple of months, not just for a year, but for your entire life.